Hey Booktube, it's Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I really want to thank all of you who left a encouraging or kind comment on my Booktube birthday tag that I did on Wednesday. Thank you. It's been great to hear from so many of you. So that was wonderful. Thank you guys so much. So have a variety of things today. First of all, I want to share with you some mail. I am going to keep the people who sent these to me anonymous until I hear otherwise, because I just want to respect people's privacy. So I got this awesome postcard in the mail. Look how cute that is. I know how much you guys love cats. So since I've started using my own cat as like clickbait, but anyway, yeah, the cat's like weaving around his little paws, and there's just, I don't know, it's just cool and funky, and I love it. So thank you so much to the person who sent this. I've had this other one for a while, but I haven't shared it because you guys know how much I love Benedict, and this is Benedict in Parade's End, so that's equally special. This does not go in the library. This goes on the dresser. And then, oh my goodness. So the big package this week was from one of you. So kind, like just, So I'm doing a buddy read in August of this book, songbook. I love Nick Hornby, and this is actually, just because I like to make my life complicated, I actually have 2 Goodreads accounts, but one is specifically geared to my channel. And while I'm making videos, I'm much more on top of that page than my personal page. So if you want to switch over to the Books I'm Not Reading Goodreads page, you can. But on my personal Goodreads account, this is the oldest book. Like, this was like the first book I added to Goodreads as saying want to read. Well, it's been a while since then, and this book is not available at any library, any public library or any college library in my entire state. So someone generously went out of their way to find an edition for me. It's just so kind, and it's really cool. This is a McSweeney's edition of this book, and they're just little essays related to music. So the person I'm reading this with, like, we're really excited because we're like, and we've been talking about, oh, here's one, Ben Folds 5. So we've been talking about, oh, like, do we listen to the song before we read the essay, or do we listen to the song afterwards, or both? Will we be able to make song recommendations to each other based on what we like in this book, which is pretty cool. So I think when this book was first published, it did have a CD in it, but I'm pretty sure you can't get that anymore. And the person also put it in this beautiful Mylar cover. So, like, how awesome is that? I'm really excited. Anyway, so this is going to be one of the things I'll be reading in August. The other thing they sent, which is just, it just blows my mind. Anyway, so this is called The Tall Trees of Paris, and it features 42 independent artists who live in Paris and share their love for the city and their love and their work. Ooh, there's some nudity, so I'll skip that page. But like, some of it's just so incredible, and it's so just really, I don't know, I find it really inspiring. So I've just briefly, let me make sure I'm going to an appropriate page here. Like, I haven't spent a ton of time looking at it, but like, every time I flip it open, I seem to find something new. So thank you so much to the person who sent this to me. Like, it was so incredibly kind and thoughtful, and I am extremely grateful. as to what I have been reading, I did finish The Night Watchmen by Louise Erdrich, and I'm gonna have to look for some of you who reviewed it, because I know that some people did not really like this book, and I don't think it's perfect, but man, for the most part, I had a really hard time putting this book down. Like I said, there was one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I think I want to do, because it's a Pulitzer winner, I think I'd like to do a special review of it. So hopefully I can make that, I don't know when, sometime soon. It is due back at the library, so maybe that will motivate me a little bit. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fascinating piece of American history, and I love, Louise Erdrich, the mystical sense that comes through her books is just wonderful. And of course, it's Jane Austen July, as we all know. So I very quickly breezed through this library book, Jane Austen, Her Heart Did Whisper. This is written by Manuela Santoni, who is an Italian graphic artist, and it was translated by Matteo Benassi. So again, it's so slim. It hardly took any time to read. This is basically like somebody else's interpretation of, if you've seen the film Becoming Jane. That's basically what this is, like a different kind of version of that, the whole story between Jane Austen and Tom Lefroy, and Jane Austen in reality had so many of her letters destroyed that people are left to fill in the gaps, and so that's why we get things like Becoming Jane and this graphic novel. Again, it didn't take me very long to read, but it's not the kind of thing, I just didn't think it was that exciting. So, but it was a fun way to start off Jane Austen July, and I have not, it's been a while since I've read a graphic novel, so I always enjoy the experience of that, how people choose to lay things out on the page and that kind of stuff. So I'm done with that. And then what am I reading now? I am reading Mansfield Park. And it has been so long since I've read this book, you guys. So long. And I know that in my head, I have the book, Mansfield Park, totally confused with the movie, which I can easily watch. It's probably maybe 2 hours or less than that. And so I know that when I think of Mansfield Park, the story that I'm actually thinking of is probably more this film, which is not really, Mansfield Park really deserves a miniseries, don't you think? Let's have like a, 3-4 hour miniseries. I mean, this is for Jane Austen. This is a larger book. So, but anyway, it is wonderful to be with these characters again and to be reminded of how Jane Austen created them and not how someone interpreted them in a film. So, I do plan on watching this again this month, but I want to read all of this as well as Jane Austen's Juvenilia, her History of England. So I am really, really having a great time reading this, and I am just to the part where they're starting to talk about lovers' vows. So I haven't had a chance yet, but tonight Jason and I will be watching the Jane Austen Book Club. This is such a great film. I think it just left Amazon as far as streaming services go. So, but maybe your library has a copy, or I don't know, maybe it's out there somewhere else in some other platform. This is such a great movie, and Jason and I, just in advance, in like preparation of watching the film, have been bantering lines back and forth to each other from the film. So this is Jason's actual like #1 comfort movie. Like when he's homesick, this is what he watches, that kind of stuff. So even though he's only read 2 Jane Austen novels and Lady Susan, he always adds that I read Lady Susan. And finally, I wanted to shout out 2 new channels that I have discovered. So the first one is the Audible King, and I don't know what his first name is, so maybe he can fill that in the comment section down below. But he is a 10-year-old booktuber, and he reviews books that he listens to on Audible. And he really has done almost exclusively reviews, but he really wants to make some booktube friends. And he's tried finding other young booktubers. So maybe you can direct him to some channels, but definitely like let's show him what a friendly community we are. And so I will link to his channel down below. The other channel that I discovered, and I don't know how, I cannot say the whole name of the channel. It's just when you see it down below, you'll understand why. But her first name is Hamasavahini. Hamasavahini. Something like that. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to this woman. She has been on Booktube for like a year, and she only has 91 subscribers. You guys, her Jane Austen July TBR is mind-blowing. Like, the video skills required to make that one video, I will never have them. I will never have equipment that is capable of anything remotely like that. To give you some idea, she does kind of a little intro, and then there's this like, it's almost like this cube that is like rotating around, and it's got pictures from all of the movies and quotes from Jane Austen. It's incredible. I have never ever seen anything like it on any booktube channel, including those people who have thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers. I have never seen anything like it. So I'm going to link to it down below. And I greatly apologize that I am not able to say her name properly, but you guys need to watch that video and consider subscribing to her channel as well. Yeah, again, I can't believe she's been on Booktube for an entire year and only has now 91 subscribers. So those were just a couple channels that I wanted to like cheer on and shout out and alert all of you to their channels. So I'm hoping to try to incorporate that more into every Friday Reads video. We'll see how I do at that. Finally, my last goal, one of my goals for July, because I'm still struggling to get used to Instagram, you guys. I'm a dinosaur. It's true. I am. So I have decided to challenge myself that I am going to post every single day in July. I realize some of you post like 18 times a day on Instagram, but I am just going to try to post once every single day in the month of July. So I will go and take care of that shortly here. But yeah, so I would love to hear what you've been reading lately. Maybe if there's a channel that I should check out, let me know down in the comments section below. Again, I will link to those 2 channels, and I look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully I'll have some time this weekend. I am doing a little bit of travel But hopefully I'll have some time to catch up on some Booktube watching and reading Mansfield Park, hanging out with Fanny Price again. It's great. So great. All right, you guys, Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.